Hello, how are you? Okay, hi Mol. I thought I'd shoot this short clip of video and then add some more video to it that I shot earlier in the year to illustrate the vagaries of the UK weather. Certainly the vagaries of the UK weather this year. This is an early potato. As you can see, it's nearly ready. It's got flowers on, won't be long we're harvesting that. These are some carrots that we've got going in a pot as well, and they're looking good. But I've found one or two pots that have been flooded lately, and I've had to ease them up off the ground and try and get something underneath them to let the water drain out. And the reason they're holding water is that we've had so much rain at the beginning of summer. The pots just can't drain quickly enough. It stays in the pot. And prior to that, in spring, we didn't have any rain. Now, when do we grow these things? When do we put things in pots? They're going in the spring, am I right? Plant stuff in the spring, it grows through the spring and into the summer months, and then we harvest it. Okay. And if it doesn't rain, we water our pots. But if it does rain and the pots are standing outdoors, then the pots get what they get. We can't keep the rain out of the pot unless the pots are indoors. So if there's lots of rain, the pots can get flooded. So that's something you might want to check on if you're growing in pots, that your pots aren't flooded. And if they are, just lean them over slightly, put something underneath them. It lifts the drainage holes if they're in the bottom off the ground, and it allows them to drain better. Okay, right. So I'm wanting to get my excuses in first. I have a feeling this growing year might not be as good as the last growing year or the one before that. I'm hoping that's not the case. I've taken some early potatoes and they've been poor. And they've been poor because the pots have been so wet, purely down to the weather. And some of the potatoes have been rotten. But as you can see, I've still some to come. Fingers crossed. We might do better with the ones still to come. So okay, what's this? Right, this film that I'm going to clip on now. As you know, me and my dog Molly like to get out for long country walks. We like to go in the Lake District. We like to go to our local seashore. And I'll shoot a clip of film. I'll shoot a short video. Take a few photos. If it's of interest, you know, I'll pop it up on my channel. Well, it's of interest this year because it highlights exactly what I've been talking about now. So I'll finish this talky bit off, and then we'll clip these pieces of video on, and then hopefully you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll just briefly tell you what it's about. Okay, so it's Molly and me and perhaps a mate of mine in Ennerdale. Ennerdale's our local lake. It's a good barometer. If there's lots of water in there, it's probably because there's been lots of rain. Lots of rain on the fells to drain into it. If there's not much water in there, there hasn't been much rain. There's not much rain on the fells to drain into it. Okay. So if I can recall these pieces of video, I think we start in the summer months last year, and the lake level was as high as it can get, and there was water running over the weir into the top of the river that has English pearl mussels living in it. Okay, and those pearl mussels need a constant supply of water flowing over them. If the river ever dries up, those English freshwater pearl mussels will be history, and they've been in there allegedly hundreds of years. And they're valued so much that if there's any danger of the river drying out, the Environment Agency actually install pumps and pump water out of the lake into the head of the river. Okay, so in this video what you'll see is, you'll see the lake in summer, last summer, and it's full. Okay, you'll see that in the autumn of last year the lake is still full, and you'll also see in the winter of last year the lake's still full. Okay, but what we didn't know at the time when I was shooting those videos, that we were just going to have the driest winter we've actually had in 20 years. So we had a dry winter. So whilst the lake was full, it was running out over the weir into the river. Okay, but it wasn't getting topped up because the winter rains were the lowest winter rains we've had in 20 years. So winter came and went, and then we moved into the spring of the year. Now in the spring of the year we planted these guys. Okay, and in the spring of the year it stopped raining. We got very little rain in the spring of the year, so I spent a lot of time watering these guys, and that was okay. I could control the water. If I wanted to give them water, I gave them water. If I thought they didn't need it, I didn't give them it. And spring stayed dry, and I could control the water in these pots. But at the beginning of summer the heavens opened. Now in spring the lake level went so low, well, see it on the video, the lake level really dropped. Failed winter rains and no spring rain. Okay, then in summer the rains came back with a vengeance, and the wind. If you garden in the UK, you don't need me to tell you that, you know, you've suffered it. Potato tops are getting battered down by the wind, pots are flooding, there's nothing we can do. Now, it's not windy today and it's not raining. And so I've popped outdoors to take this opportunity to make this video. And as I've already said, to get my excuses in early. If I don't get many good potato reveals this year, I'm putting it down to the weather. No rain in winter, no rain in spring, too much rain at the beginning of summer. We are where we are. Enjoy the video.
From the end of there. Morning.
What do you do with the water then?
We drank it all.
Hello. Hello.
Pumped it into the river. Checked the pearl mussels.
Yeah.
Pumped it all down the river.